And welcome back to the Chris Allen Show. I'm your host, Chris Allen. Today I have a very, very special guest, super funny comedian, good friend of mine. You know him, you love him, Mark Normand.
Ooh, hey, good to be here.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, this is exciting. You got your own studio, college, campus. You didn't go to college.
I went in the military.
Ah, yes.
I did. I went in the military, did 20 years, and now I'm here, man.
Well, hey, there you go. You made it to school.
Yeah. You went, right?
I went to 3 different schools, failed out, then finished online. I was a real piece of shit.
Oh, you went for film, right?
Yeah, well, I couldn't do math, I couldn't do science, so you just major in communications and film.
Oh, okay. Taylor, do me a quick thing and just bring us down a little bit on both channels, 3 and 4, just a tad on the board, just a little bit. Thank you. Yep, that's we good. So what do you know how to do film shit? I always wanted to ask you, like, could you edit a movie?
Yeah, I think I could. I went to film school. That's what people do when they're losers. You just keep going to school because you got no skills. And I went to film school, but I wanted to get to New York.
Oh.
And so I learned how to edit, shoot, frame a photo and all that shit. And then I was doing open mics at night. And I was like, this is what I really like. Mm-hmm. And then I finished film school and just went to comedy.
Mm. It's so funny because I feel like we both had ADD and I feel like we might not have been super passionate about a lot of shit in our lives.
Yeah.
And then we find comedy and it's just like, oh, that's what this is.
Yes.
Because I know for a long time I would kind of be jealous of people because I'm like, man, people are so into what they do and I would feel left out.
Same.
You know?
Knowing what you want to do is the biggest gift on the planet. Even if you suck at it, as long as you got a goal and something to go towards, you got some kind of purpose. But as a young male, you're just like, do I get fucked up? I want to get laid. I hate my life, and you're sad, and you're rudderless.
Right.
I feel like as a guy, you got to have your thing.
Yeah, you do. I think now you really got to know, man.
Yeah. And there's more options than ever, but there's also smaller options.
Yeah.
You're like, am I going to be a TikTok star, or am I going to be a archaeologist?
Yeah.
You know?
That's what teachers are saying now. A lot of kids, they want to be YouTubers,
yes,
or TikTokers.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. It's alluring, but I think it's short money.
Yeah, it is. It's like you have to find something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might be able to do the YouTube thing for 10 years and you might get burned out. Even the podcast thing, you want to do something else.
Yeah. Well, they say you got to find out what would you do for free? And that's really your passion. And I don't know, would you YouTube for free, folks? Who knows? Yeah.
What would you do? Like, say you're going to be done with comedy.
Well, this is all I got. This is all I would be a UPS guy.
Really?
That would be, that seems, I've worked in a lot of offices. This is no office, truck with the door open. I got shorts on. I got a package. You're whistling. You go to the neighborhood. You might bang a MILF, Everybody loves a package.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Oh, it's here.
It's here.
It's here. Yeah, I can see you as a UPS guy.
I would love that.
Oh, tanned and shit.
Yeah.
Dropping off packages. My boy Josh did that for a while. He said it was tough.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
It's all about timing. Like, you got to get your shit done quickly. You can't really lollygag.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you see these Amazon guys in New York, they're pushing carts with, like, 6,000 boxes, like Santa Claus, and then the shit falls over, and that seems like hell.
I would have so much anxiety.
I know.
Because how they park and shit, I would go, people hate me. People hate me.
Exactly.
I would worry about my shit getting stolen.
Oh, yeah. It's brutal. And then in New York, you're like hitting the buzzer, but nobody answers, so you got to like leave it there or take it back. It's too much.
It's too much. I'm so glad I live where I live because I don't have to worry about people stealing my shit because they would have to come like up into my yard.
Yeah.
It would be very, very obvious that they're stealing my shit.
You ever see those ring camera? Ring camera has added so much entertainment to the American lifestyle, but it's like those porch pirate guys who would those gays would fuck on your porch. Yeah. No, the guys who take your shit and they get it on film, then like a guy cocks a shotgun and then they freak out. It's great stuff.
You ever see the one where the black dude comes out with the AR? He's like,
no.
Put my shit back. And the dude put it back and just walked off. One more thing? Could you plug the phone in? I don't want this shit to die. I'm all fucked up, man. My wife just had surgery. I'm a caretaker.
Crazy.
There you go. Block the camera, dickhead.
Leave all this in, by the way.
No,
this is good stuff.
Yeah, it is. He put his hand. There you go.
There you go.
Well, he was getting a guest spot. It's gone now. No. I'm kidding.
Well, at least your son is What are we talking?
11.
Oh, wow. So he's good to go. He's working.
Kinda.
No, he's at a sweatshop.
Yeah. Yeah, his sweatshop is YouTube. He wants to be a YouTuber.
Yeah, you can't blame him. I mean, you see these Asian kids, they open a box, they get $1 million.
I know, yeah.
It's the American dream.
How do you feel about the kid YouTube stars, man?
It's weird. I don't think it's healthy.
I don't either.
You got to eat shit for a while.
Yeah. I feel like the parents are stealing the money and shit. And
Yeah, that's true. And I think they think that's what work is.
Yeah.
Then, like, if they ever had to wait tables, they'd kill themselves.
Yeah. Could you imagine going to Disney World as content?
Oh, my God. That's insane.
Christmas as content?
Yeah, that's sad. You got to just be at Christmas.
Yeah.
Just be there.
Yeah.
But everything, you go out with a girl, and it's just all this at the gym, and they're filming everything, and you're like, you got to just live.
Yeah. Everybody's got their own TV show.
I know. I know.
Everybody's got their own TV show. Man.
Look, and I hate gatekeepers. You know, we all do as starting out in comedy. You're like, I can't get on this, I can't get on that. But after a while, you're like, maybe we need a little gatekeeping. This guy's on his third special. He's a year into comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need a little bit of pushback.
Yeah. I remember when I first started, everybody wanted a DVD.
Yes.
And I knew a guy in Vegas. He had been doing comedy maybe 3 years and had like 7 specials.
Exactly.
7 DVDs out.
Yeah. No, you got to edit. Like, hone the bit. Hone the hour.
Yeah.
They just put it all, hey, here's me at the fucking Funny Bone on a Thursday night.
Right. Do you feel like there's too many specials now?
Yeah, I do. I get it. See, the problem with the special is there's a lot of fanfare and hoopla that comes with it, and I think that's what people are hooked on. They're like, oh, I get the likes, the clicks. But if you actually do the work and put the shit together and make a real great hour, I say go for it.
Yeah. So I think a good comic maybe every 2 years, 3 years.
Agreed.
You know, for a special.
I think Louis fucked us all with that 1 hour a year thing.
That guy, man.
Yeah. He changed the game for good and bad because now everybody's like, oh, it's been a year. And I think we all have this fear of, like, relevance. Am I still relevant? Did they forget about me? But you see Bill Burr, I mean, the guy didn't put out a special for 3 years. When he puts one out, you're excited.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of times I'm not really excited to see a special. And then when you do see one, you go, man, I waited all this time to see this, man.
I know.
Hey, to each his own. And
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
It's not for me. It's for their fans and what they do.
Exactly.
Yeah,
well,
man.
it's like you said, the TV show thing. Everyone has their own TV show. Everyone has their own niche audience. This is
Right.
my group over here. I don't give a fuck about the mainstream. I got my people.
Right. Dude, I'm on YouTube more because of my son. And it's just like there's so many like people who are just big on there that I've never
I
heard
know.
of.
It's crazy.
You just click through and like who is this? And you go to their channel, they got 10 million followers.
Yes,
Subscribers.
I know. It's crazy. Before we had Michael Jackson, Madonna, Michael Jordan, and Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Now it's like 8 million fucking splintered sections
Right.
of this and that. Like, you'll go do an arena opening for somebody, and you're like, let me see who's coming. Who the fuck is K-pop?
Yeah.
They've sold out 38 shows. I'm like, I've never even heard of these people.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
Yeah.
There's so many people just have these bubbles where they're famous, and it's crazy. Like I really feel like if you want to make money on YouTube, you got to get into the kid shit, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
they watch it over and over
I
again.
know. What is it? Kid Shark or
Oh, Baby Shark.
Baby Shark?
Like my son likes Minecraft videos. Anything with Roblox, like these guys that have these Roblox channels, they'll have multiple channels, and each channel will have 5-10 million subscribers.
Wow.
And they're just playing these different games for little kids. The editing is very simple.
Unbelievable.
It's loud. It's a lot of pop-ups. It's just like, man, they are just killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for them. I get, I can't fault them.
Yeah.
It's better than roofing.
Yeah, and they never put their face on there.
Really?
Yep.
Damn. It's a pedophile's dream, by the way. YouTube. It's like, hey, look at this. This is all content for me.
It is. It really is. And you have those people who like their side hustle is just having pages where it's just like they're showing you paradise landscapes with inspirational phrases over like a waterfall.
Oh, wow.
Like they'll show you how to hey, this is how you set up one of those TikToks where it's nothing but Caribbean backgrounds with
Right.
a waterfall and some lady walking out the water. You never show your face. It's got this ethereal music and
Right.
never quit up and never quit.
Yeah.
And they have like 5 million followers and all the
Damn.
videos 10 million views. It's just like this money in the bank, man. It's crazy.
It's well, it's remember when you were younger and you'd read those, you probably read these to your son, those kid books, And Brian Regan has a great bit about it. He's like, who the fuck's writing these? It's like the first page is the clock goes tick. And then the second page, the clock goes tock. And he's like, this was $12.99, you know? And that's what these kid videos are like. Like, why go try to make some great movie or whatever when you could just put out a kid opening a toy box?
Yeah. I know you look at some people it's like that's all you do.
I know.
But they still had to like do it for years to get the following. But yeah, you look at us, it's like, man, I'm trying to edit and write jokes, and this person is literally just opening a toy and saying, I like this or I don't like it.
Yeah, but it's like we said before, I think the quality does rise. Like Soder put out a special, there's like 58 specials going on. His was great and it hit 1 million, so it does push through the good, I think.
Right. No matter what, you're right. I feel like the cream always rises to the top.
Exactly.
It's just it's a lot of, I don't even know what you call this shit underneath, but there's a lot more bullshit out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes I have to realize like I'm part of the bullshit right now. Sometimes
we all are at some point.
Yeah.
You only get to be at the top for a second.
Yeah.
It's like Patrice said, showbiz is like a roller coaster. You wait in line. Then you're going up. Then you get to the top. You're like, oh, shit, I made it. And it's a hard fall down. Then you got to get back in line.
Yeah.
Then you get back up. You just get that 1 second of height.
Yeah. So are you nervous being where you are now?
Sure. Yeah. It could all go away at any moment. And that's the thing. You can never enjoy it. You know, when you're on your way there, you're like, oh, what's taking so long? Then when you get there, you're like, it could go away. And then when it goes away, you're like, how do I get back?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Because I know I want like a big following and all that kind of stuff. But then you have a video that hits and you see the comments and stuff that you get.
Oh.
And you go, you know what? Do I really want to have 400,000 followers? Because I can't imagine the comments.
It's I read them today. I was at the airport, like, let me kill some time. And it's just like, oh, that one hurt. Oh, that one stung. And I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, you just can't look at it.
No, and I see guys like a Tom Segura or something. You're like, wow, this guy's a zillionaire. He's doing arenas. What a life. He's got his own studio and network and all that. And then I like where I'm at. I'm happy here. I don't have the stomach to be that famous.
Yeah.
People make songs about Bert Kreischer, like how much he sucks, and I'm like, that guy put like hours and lyrics into this shit.
I would put a gun in my mouth.
I know.
If somebody made a great song about how bad I was,
exactly.
It was that 2 Bears, 1 Grave.
Yeah. I hate to even give it any love, but there's some well-written stuff there.
Some well-written insults.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that shit's got some structure to it.
I know. I talked to Bert. He heard it too. He's like, God damn.
Yeah. People forget that. It's just like all the people we don't like online, we have to remember they're fucking people, man.
Yes.
They're people.
Exactly. And as much as we're like, he said this offensive word, I'm like, this is way meaner. Yeah. We should be focused on that more than like, oh, he said retard. We got to shut this guy down. I'm like, this guy's specifically targeting your life.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know Ture Gordon? Philly
guy?
Yeah. He just got in trouble
because
he does reaction videos, and there's a video of this woman powerlifting, like deadlifting something, and she pisses all over the place.
Huh?
And he just makes a this innocuous comment, and someone wrote his manager was like, your client Ture Gordon is making fun of women and blah 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 blah. He was just like, yo, this video is not mine.
Yeah.
Somebody else posted. I'm just reacting to it. He's
right.
like, I'm not making fun of women. And the fact that you call my manager, and it's so stupid because it's like, they can't fire me.
Right.
They work for me.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. And then when are we going to get to the point where we realize that lady is the bad guy? Yeah. The lady calling in, you're just a snitch, and you're trying to take away this guy's livelihood. Like you're trying to fuck up his business and his money.
Right. And it's like this video went viral.
Yeah.
You think this is the only person that said something?
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm a sensitive guy, so I used to hear that stuff. Like if my manager told me that, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to hurt anybody's feeling. I don't want women to be mad at me. But after a while, you go, I just got to fuck off, just not pay attention to it.
Yeah, you want to care. That's the thing. We want to care, but you can't give credence to everybody.
Right.
Because nothing would ever get done.
Exactly.
You're going to offend somebody, man.
Exactly.
You're going to offend somebody no matter what you say.
Yep.
Somebody's going to get pissed off about something.
Yes. Like imagine being a horror movie director and somebody's like, there's too much blood in this. You should be ashamed of yourself. It's so violent. And you're like, it's a horror movie. Yeah. That's what I do. I'm a comedian. I make fun of people pissing. I'd make fun of a guy pissing. Yeah. Doesn't matter. But I love it. We have to make it like a woman thing, and everything's about groups. Yeah. Like that's funny.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's fucking gross.
Yes, it's crazy. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, it's like I get it. It's in competition, but it's still fucking nasty.
Right.
It happens, but I don't care how much you love powerlifting. the person after her is not gonna be like, nah, leave the piss there. You're gonna like, yo, clean that shit up. It's
Yeah.
fucking disgusting.
Yeah, if you don't wipe down the bench with sweat on it, you get yelled at. Imagine
Exactly.
fucking
That's-
urine.
Right? Yeah.
Of course,
Exactly.
it's a hygiene issue.
Yeah. You're not gonna be at the gym like, damn, that dude's kicking ass. Let me lay in his sweat. I want his staph infection.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, clean that shit up, man. It's
Right.
fucking disgusting. I get you
Exactly.
working out hard.
Yeah.
I'm glad you sweated for 4 miles on the treadmill, but clean that shit up, man. I don't
Yeah.
want to run in your sweat.
I know, and I feel bad for the guy who's dating the powerlifter chick because he's like, I couldn't make her squirt. And then this
It was like,
really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that might be a sign it's too much weight, madam. Put the weight down.
no, what's crazy with the internet, you know there was some guy
Ah.
that saw that video and was
Yes.
like, oh.
Oh, yeah. Piss play is big.
Really?
Oh, people love the pissing. And I was a bedwetter, so I got a bad taste in my mouth, no pun intended with the piss. But some people love that shit.
I don't know how people get there.
Well, then there's shitting on the chest. That's the next level. That's the Vince McMahon or the Odell Beckham.
What's the weirdest thing somebody had asked you to do?
I've had the girl, I banged a stripper years ago in like Tallahassee, which sounds like a country song. And this girl was like, punch me in the face. I'm on top of her. She's like, punch me in the face as hard as you can. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And she's like, come on, do it. I'm like, I'm not doing it. She's like, it's hot. So I gave her like I couldn't do it. And she was like, you bitch, you pussy. And then she punched me.
Oh.
And I was like, now I want to punch you, but I couldn't do it. You get one bruise and I'm done.
Oh, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, you punch her and she sees that you're big now. So it's like, that guy punched me.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So I didn't do it. But it ruined the whole night. She was like soured after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I talking to a lot of young guys that are single and out there now, they say, like, they have not run into a woman who does not want to be choked now.
It's way up.
Everybody wants to be choked.
Yep.
hit.
Yeah, well, I think we live in this world now where we see Gaza, we see twerking, we see so much stimulus. So, like, you need to keep upping it, because we just bored. Our rods and cones are all numb.
Yeah. My wife watches murder nonstop.
Same.
Nonstop.
Exactly.
And it's to the point where you're like, that's it? He only killed 5 people? Like, you know what I mean? It's just
I
like,
know. I try to write a bit about it because, when you start, you're like, a boob. When you start watching porn, a boob will do you. And then it's like, I need anal. Then it's like, I need choking. And then I need a woman in a wheelchair or stuck in a dryer. You got to just keep going up. And it's the same with murder. It's like, oh, or she was kidnapped. Then you're like, that's nothing. I need the guy to cut the woman's head off.
Right.
And it just keeps going up. Yeah. And if it's not kids getting burned alive,
Yeah.
my wife is out.
I can't come, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I can't come.
Yeah.
What are you watching these days?
I try to take it easy. I try to watch documentaries. I'm watching Shogun.
Oh, is it what? Get the fuck out. You watching that?
I'm checking out Shogun. I don't like martial arts, but this is like, it's like Game of Thrones.
Stop Asian hate.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is good?
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's all psychological and empires competing and mental warfare, all this shit. So it's fun.
Did you watch oh man, it was on HBO Max. They just put it on Netflix. I think Bruce Lee wrote it back in the day and they finally made it. It's,
Really?
yeah, let's see the HBO. It's kind of like, just imagine like The Wire or Boardwalk Empire, but turn of the century in San Francisco.
Whoa.
Yeah,
oh, that's right up my anal. I
it's
love that old shit.
let's see the Kung Fu
I feel like Asians are having a moment.
Max show. I think it's cool, man, because I noticed on my Netflix feed, there's a lot more like Korean movies and
Yes.
stuff like that.
They're the most creative Asians, Koreans.
You think so?
Yeah, well, they got Squid Game, Parasite. They're like I think because of the North-South thing, it's almost like oppressed people become more interesting and creative, and I think they see that dictatorship, and I don't know. I have a theory that that's why they're so interesting, but who knows?
I feel like, yeah, they're very creative, man. I also feel like in the Asian world, their culture has been around for so long.
Yeah.
They're not really worried about it going away like we are. Like, we're afraid to embrace new things.
Right.
So I think in the Asian world, Japanese, Chinese folk, culture, they're not afraid of trying new things because they're not afraid of their old culture
Going anywhere.
I
I
so it's
think
like,
you're
yeah,
right.
we can try new shit, but in America, it's kind of like we don't want to get rid of that. We don't know if it's going to come back.
Yeah. That's a good
so
point.
They're not really tied into a box, and they're just willing to try, new things, which I think is cool, man.
Yeah, and isn't it, now this is where I take an edible and you watch Shogun, and you're like, isn't it crazy that this is set in the 1600s? They have these Asian houses with the no furniture, and they sit to eat. And then we're over here, or England, or Africa, or Europe is over here in the 1600s, and they have houses, but they look different. And then they eat different. And then they talk different. It's crazy that you break people up, and they're all doing the same shit, but different ways. Culture is so fascinating.
It is. So I love it, man.
I do
love
too.
watching that shit. That's why I used to love watching Bourdain.
Yes.
When he would just go to like Kazakhstan. It's like, what do people eat before they go to work in Kazakhstan?
Exactly.
Yeah, they'll stop and have a coffee and a weird like a yak foot.
Yeah, and that's completely normal. They do these weird rituals with their family that we would never do, but and now we have the internet so we can see everything. But back in the day, it was like, this is a different land. This is like aliens almost.
Yeah. I love watching. You ever see like I want to call it, it's called like tribal people trying things for the first time.
Oh.
And they'll take a guy from Pakistan from the middle of nowhere and they'll give him KFC.
Wow, that's crazy.
Or they'll give him McDonald's and they'll go, oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah. Wow.
It's so cool just to see like, oh, this is very tasty.
Yeah.
This is so, and this even how they pick at the food and how they eat it and how they combine things, because they'll eat it like how they eat their own food. It's just
Right.
like, who eats fried chicken like that? But just how they manipulate their. It's really really cool to see.
So cool, and especially when we're all connected. So it's cool that there's still people out in the brush, who haven't seen any of this shit.
Yeah,
like,
I love that.
Wouldn't you love to go up to an Amish guy, show him a laptop of like 2 girls, 1 cup? He'd be like, "This is what's going on out there. We're staying in the barn. Yeah, this is insane."
Yeah, there's a lot of that around here.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Amish?
What are they? Mennonites? What are they? Mennonites, same thing. They look like they wear like the weird little hats and the hand sewn dresses.
Wow.
But you see them in Walmart.
Yeah. What
And
is that?
It's so funny because I'm like, I would rather eat what you're making. Like, why the fuck are you coming here?
Yeah, good. We got preservatives and chemicals. You probably got organic, grass-fed bullshit.
Yeah. It's funny. It's cell phones and everything.
Oh no, that kind of bums me out. I liked when they were just pure, no technology.
Yeah. When I go to Rochester and go through Pennsylvania Dutch country, on the highway, you'll see the horse and buggies on the side of the highway.
That's great.
They got the neck beards and shit like that. I'm like, it's really cool because it's like you're really looking back in time.
Completely.
Like, that's crazy. Like, this is what the world used to look like
I know.
before cars.
And horse and buggy was technology at one point.
Yeah.
Butter churning was technology.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, man.
They smell like hell.
Oh, for real?
Oh, you ever gotten close to one?
You
Jesus.
think they're getting close to me, buddy? Yeah. I've never had, to be honest, I've never had any interactions with any Mennonites or I just see them around, but I've never really had any interactions.
I'll do a gig in Pennsylvania, and they're all over there. And you see them at a Wawa, like 4 in the morning. That's them kind of cutting loose. Like, oh, shit, it's like a nightclub to them.
Yeah. They just standing around getting a milkshake.
Yeah, yeah. Did you hear, though? This is when shit gets crazy. They did a study in the Amish country. There's no autism. There's way less cancer. There's way less whatever. It's way lower. And we're all eating chemicals, looking at phones and screens and medication, Prozac. They don't have any depression. They have no bad shit that we all have.
Right.
So it's kind of interesting. If God or whatever you want to call it, he made us a certain way, and we just keep going against it because it's pleasurable and it's exciting. So it makes you wonder, like, are we supposed to go back to that?
Yeah, where's the line?
Yeah, exactly.
Because everything's so fast. And like we were talking before we started recording, like with comics, we feel like we got to constantly be putting something out. Did I post today?
Yeah.
I need to shoot a special. Because I know what that is, man. Like comics, we sit around, we start scrolling, we see so-and-so's got a crowd work special. This guy's doing this, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, I got to do something.
Totally.
Yeah. Hey, guy, I just booked this. I just did this.
Yeah.
We're just in competition.
I know. Somebody described the social media as an IV drip, and you're like a dead body or in a coma. And if that thing stops dripping, your career dies. And I heard that. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's terrifying.
I'm trying to work on this bit about how, like, I'm asking, like, what do you think the biggest drug in America is? People go, fentanyl, this. I think it's the internet.
Yeah.
It's the internet, and we all have our own cocktail.
Yes.
We have our own individual drug dealer, which is the algorithm.
That's good.
Like, what do you want today? You want to be mad? You want to watch, you want to watch smash and grabs?
Right.
You want to watch white people being racist? It's like whatever you want.
Yeah.
I got.
Wow.
And it was crazy. It's free.
Yes.
But if he want the good shit, you gotta subscribe to the
This is great.
you gotta subscribe to the Patreon.
Yeah.
That's how you get that raw shit.
Yeah, well, they give you a taste
Yeah,
with the TikTok.
Yeah.
And then after a while, you're like, I need that OnlyFans.
Yeah. You got to even it out because, like, sometimes if you watch too much stuff, you might start feeling racist. It's like you got to find that thing that's going to make you feel good. I know for me, like, if I watch too much shit I don't like, but I hate watch, I start to think negatively. And then I have to go watch. There's this page that's called The Dodo. And it's nothing but white people saving animals. And
Oh, that's great.
that's my comeback. Like, they're not all bad, man. This bitch just saved a cat.
Right. Yeah, I love those feel-good videos. They pop up on Twitter every now and then through the porn and the Gaza Strip fighting and all that. But, like, I saw one where a little girl was trying to ride a horse, and she couldn't get on it, and her brother helped her on. And I was like, oh. You know, it hits you right in the good.
Dude, I've cried. You catch me at the right time. I'm 43. I'll cry, man.
Yeah. We should do like the country should make a week of like only positive internet just to reset everybody because it's fighting and tension and friction. Just do puppies and saving animals and family members helping each other, all that shit.
That's true, man. We probably should. You know how they sober October?
Yes.
Maybe like a nice November.
Nice November.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just like just post something nice.
Yes, that's great. You see a bully guy, and then the friend helps you and stops the bully. Anything, helpful and positive. We need some more of that.
Yeah, I love that shit too. The Ring cameras where like people are like, hey, I found your wallet.
Yes.
It's just like we're not all pieces
We're
of shit.
not all
man.
bad.
Yeah. And you know what? Not to bring it down. I know we want to make this fun, but my wife just had surgery, so I'm around the hospital. I stayed overnight with her.
Wow.
And,
that's heavy.
It is. And you see so many different people there. I saw the MAGA hat people. They got the Second Amendment shit on. You see people with the LGBT stuff on. And guess what? They're all in the cancer ward.
Right.
And it just shows you like, hey, man, cancer doesn't give a fuck who you are.
You got that right.
A bad knee, it doesn't matter who you are. We're all people. We all go through shit. And no matter how you feel about a candidate or whoever, we have to remember we're all people.
Yes.
And we can't boil each other down to our political beliefs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So true.
We're all people, man.
Yeah. I mean, you're a third of me, but no. But yeah, I completely agree. Yeah. We're all people, and I'm watching this thing on Netflix. Highly recommend. It's called The Elephant Whisperer, and it's about these people out in the middle of India, and they help sick elephants that like lose their parents, like little baby elephants, and you start talking to the Indian lady. She's like, my daughter was killed by a tiger. My husband was mauled to death by a bear. So these elephants, I'm like, they're raising them like their own, and you're weeping, but you're like, they're all the same. They got feelings. They're hungry. They're horny. They need love. They need connection. And it's the middle of India.
Yeah.
We're all the same.
Yeah, because sometimes you're like, people are so crazy about animals, and you watch something like that, you're like, you know what? I see why people get caught up in this because you don't have to hear shit from this animal.
Yeah.
It's going to love you.
Yes.
Oh, you had a bit about that. Like, you could kill somebody, and your dog's like, you're home.
Yeah, right. I think you had a bit about that, similar bit where it was like, what was it? Dogs, if dogs had an opinion, you would like them less?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a great bit.
Yeah, if you knew what your dog thought about like Biden.
Yes.
You're fucking I called him a Librador.
Yeah, Librador.
You got the racist German Shepherd.
Right. Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you love your animal because it can't talk to you.
That was it. Yeah, that was it.
That's so funny. The show I was talking about is called Warrior.
Oh, I don't know Warrior.
It's on HBO Max and it's on Netflix right now.
Mm-hmm.
The premise of the show is a guy comes from China to find his sister who moved to America. They live in San Francisco, and they get here, and since he's Chinese, they put him like in this little camp, and like the Irish cops are in like charge of the camp and shit like that. They're fucking with people, and one of these Irish cops is trying to punk this guy, and he beats the fuck out of like 2 or 3 guards. And one of the Asian guys who's already been there, he's kind of established. He kind of does a lot of underworld shit. And he's really there to see, like, who could I buy to sell to one of the Tongs? And the Tongs are the Asian gangs. That's what they call them back then. So he sees this dude who can fight. He goes, oh, this motherfucker can scrap. He's like, yo, I'm going to buy this dude.
Yeah.
So he buys him, and then he sells him to one of the Tongs. Like, yo, this motherfucker can scrap. So now this guy has to work his way up in this gang.
Oh, wow.
But he's also over there trying to find his sister. and that's the whole thing. And I don't want to
Damn.
ruin it, but like,
Sure.
so you got the gang side, you have the cop storyline, and then they get into the political side of it too. You see a lot of similarities where like you got these politicians that want to shut down all this Asian immigration because
Yeah.
they're taking the jobs, and like there's all these angry like jobless Irishmen who can't get jobs
Oh,
in factories.
interesting.
And it's just this ball of tension, but the
Yeah.
storyline is so good. The action is great, man.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I think you would like it a lot. If you like The Wire, if you like any of that, you would like Warrior.
Hell yeah. And it's also crazy that shit happened.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane that people live like that? Like, we're so comfortable now with our Uber Eats and our Netflix and chill, and we can just sit at home and get Amazon coming to us. Back then, they had to go scrap and fight and
Yeah.
claw your way to the top.
Yeah, and like you were saying, how everybody was so isolated back then, like just the way like people they truly did not understand Asian culture. It was almost
oh, yeah.
opposite. They were like, I can't even understand any of the language
No.
at all.
Totally. And they're weird looking. Their language sounds weird.
Yeah.
Everything is just so nuts.
Yeah, it's like they look nothing like me. They sound nothing like me. They dress way different. than me.
Yeah.
Their food, it's way different. So definitely not condoning racism or anything like that. But when everybody's that walled off, if you're white or black and you see an Asian person or a white person, you're like, what the fuck is?
Of
who is
course,
this?
of course. He's eating soup like that, you
Yeah.
know, and it's all weird. It's
Yeah,
all
man.
new to you. They got a fucking triangle hat.
Yeah.
Crazy.
If you could go back to any time, where would you go? If you could see any event,
Oh my God, that's tough. Because you think like, well, I'll go see, the '60s with Woodstock and all that shit, but that's not far enough back. So I would probably go like
and,
Ben Franklin, maybe.
and let me say, and you're not gonna affect anything.
Okay, great.
Okay? You can just observe it.
Yeah, but then the Wild West seems kind of cool, but that's also real scary. Just shootouts in the middle of the street and stuff. That's a tough one. Then the 20s were roaring. The war was over. There's booze everywhere and money everywhere. So I don't know. Let me think about that. What would you do?
I would want to go see. Like Jack Johnson fight.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I would honestly. This sounds so dorky. I would love to see like the
Is that
moment-
50s?
20s.
20? Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
I would love to see. I would want to see the meteorite hit the Earth when the dinosaurs were here.
Oh, I didn't know we could. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Or see like to witness this. Could you imagine standing and observing Pearl Harbor,
Yeah, that's crazy.
just watching that unfold, or
Ooh.
standing in Normandy?
Yeah.
I would definitely go back to slavery times,
Sure.
just to see what that was like, man.
Wow. Wait. So, you can go anywhere in the world. It's not just
Anywhere.
America.
You can just see anything, any world event.
Yeah.
Watching them build the pyramids, all that type of. I would love to see all that shit.
Yeah, that'd be incredible. That's why the time machine is such a alluring idea, because it's just you'd love to see this shit. It happened.
Yeah. Have you been to Vegas since they have the Sphere?
No, I keep hearing about it.
I saw a video on Instagram where like they're watching it, and it looks like there's this giraffe. They look like they're in the Serengeti, and this giraffe just walks up, and I go, Mom, this is not real.
Yeah.
It's just a video. It's so crazy the world that we're about to enter, man.
I know.
Everything looks so real because like I'll be on IG and I'm gonna get in trouble. I'll send him like a hot woman. I'm like,
Sure.
yo, look at her. He was like, yo, that's AI. I'm like,
Oh, isn't that fucked up?
but I'm at that age.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, I would show my dad, like, a PlayStation 2 game. Like, look at this. He goes, is this a real game? I go, come on, Dad. But now I'm that guy.
Yes. Well, it's so funny because back in the '90s, like, dude, watch out, that's a dude. Now it's like, dude, that's a computer.
You know that's a bot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm gonna think about that though. That if you can go anywhere, that's
To see
insane.
anything, that would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, pyramids is pretty good. Jewish slaves, that's something to see. My back,
Boy, vey.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Knight in shining armor shit is kind of cool. The Middle Ages.
I would like to see. I would love to watch. I would love to go to Harlem back when Joe Louis was fighting and just hang out at
man.
a bar
Yes.
and just have people go crazy, man.
Right. Oh, I mean the Roman shit. Man, when Rome was at its peak,
Yeah.
imagine seeing that shit.
Yeah.
Jeez, like the gladiator fight with the tigers and the fucking guy in there.
Yeah. That's why when people say like, "Oh, things are worse now," I'm like, "Did you not see what we used to do to people?
I know, it's crazy.
We had no value for human life at all."
Zero. And they would talk about a hierarchy, like you're a peasant, you're a guy who's got a toga on, so you're cool.
Yeah.
But they're the same guy.
Yeah.
But we just put these labels on people.
And guess what? It's like you're not changing that shit.
No.
That's where you are.
Yes. At least now you kind of have a voice. Like, hey, I feel discriminated against. So you can kind of get some traction. Back then it was like, oh, you're complaining? We'll just shoot you.
Yeah.
Or stab you.
Yeah. The Dark Ages seemed awful, man.
Yeah. He just got dealt a bad hand. Then you hear about these plagues that would take out 1 million people, and you're like, that was just it.
Yeah.
If you got it, you got it.
Yeah. You imagine the dudes back then like, that shit ain't real. It's like, ugh.
I know.
You ever think about this shit about history? There was a period of time where like most people couldn't even drink water because it was so dirty. That's why they would drink wine and shit all the time.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy that water was bad for you.
Yeah, or little shit where like I think about like before there was pavement, I go, oh my God, there are people who never had just the luxury of walking on a completely perfect surface.
Right. Yeah, good point.
No air conditioning.
No, never had a bed.
Never had a bed.
No, it's insane. And what if you're starving? Because back then there's no fucking restaurants, so you just, I got to eat this berry or I might die.
Yeah.
But the berry might kill me.
Yeah.
You know, and that's brutal.
I used to do this corny joke, and I was like, man, back in the day, if you wanted a salad, you needed to know months before.
That's great.
I think it's kind of cute, funny.
You got to grow the tomato, you got to grow the lettuce, grow the carrot.
All that shit.
Now we go to just a salad. You're like, black olives, carrots, red onion. You got to go down the line.
Yeah. Dude, I remember I went to Sheetz. It's like Wawa, but
I know
like
Sheetz.
Walmart. Yeah. It was like 2 a.m. I'd come back from D.C. and this guy was trying to order jalapeno poppers, and they were like, "Yo, we're out." He lost his mind. And I was like, that's crazy. We live in a time where this guy lives in Central Virginia.
Yeah.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. We're at a gas station.
Yes.
And he's mad that they don't have jalapeno poppers.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
like, that's crazy that we just demand that shit.
I know. It's like that Louis bit where he's like, they just got Wi-Fi in the planes. It was the first time I'd heard of that. And he's like, the Wi-Fi went down, and I was furious. He's like, it just happened. I'm sitting in a chair in the sky, mad that there's no Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's what the world's come to. Because we get it, when we get shit and then it gets taken away, we're so angry.
Yeah.
But we never go, we had a good run.
Yeah.
That was awesome that we had jalapeno poppers, but we can't handle it not being there.
Yeah.
We condition ourselves so quickly.
Yeah. I think about this too. Like I'll be driving on the road and I'll just see some guy driving a Hostess truck. I'm like, this guy is literally just driving Twinkies across state. That's his job.
That's his job. Yeah, we need Twinkies from here to go to here.
Yeah,
that's
and
you.
He stacks the shelves and all this shit, and then somebody buys it, opens it, and then drops it. It's like that guy drove 10 hours with his family, stocked the shelves for somebody to drop these fucking Twinkies that he left his family.
Well, that's why you ever do shrooms?
I have not yet.
Oh, you would like it, I think, because you're a thinker. You think about Twinkies all day, you know? Like, a shroom is crazy because you go, okay, that garbage can is made of plastic or polyurethane, whatever the hell that is. That was made in a warehouse in fucking Africa or wherever. Then they had to ship on a cargo ship. They dealt with pirates. Watch out. Somali guys are going to attack us. It came all the way to some plant in New Jersey.
Right.
They process it. They put a number on it. And when you're on shrooms, you're just thinking about everything in the room is like that. My socks are like that. And you can't handle it.
Oh, for real?
You just, your brain, it's too much.
Just thinking about, like all this stuff came from somewhere.
Yeah.
Everything. This mic has a story. That Kleenex box has a story.
Exactly. And then some guy's like, I'm going to be the Kleenex guy. I will manufacture these boxes. And his wife's like, get out of the basement. Enough about Kleenex already. He hits her. And there's just so much backstory with everything.
He hits her. She cries. He's like, get a Kleenex.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're not making fun of domestic violence. We're making fun of Kleenex.
There you go.
I haven't tried the shrooms yet, man. I'm afraid.
I think, well, you start low. You get a little chocolate bar. You cut just a nub off of there. You take it. You 30 minutes. All right, I'm feeling a little weird, but I need more. I think just take it slow.
I hear you. Okay. I hear you also have to be like in a right frame of mind. Like if you have any like anxiety or things bothering you in the back of your mind, they said shrooms will bring it to the forefront.
I've heard that, but I don't know. I think that's it's like when a doctor says, hey, don't eat before surgery. But you can eat before surgery.
You think so?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Oh, you a lie?
Yeah, I go, oh, yeah. They go, don't eat 50 hours before. You're like, all right, and you eat a chocolate bar on the way there. It's not going to kill you. Yeah. But they just got to play it safe, you know? It's like when a ladder says, don't step on the top step. You can do it, but you might fall. Yeah. They don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
So the shrooms thing, I think just be with friends, be with your people. Don't be with people like a bully or somebody who's mean, and then you're fine.
You go outside when you do yours?
Oh yeah. You go walk through the park. Like you walk through campus, you'd have a blast.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Nighttime, daytime, daytime or nighttime? Is there one better? Or
I would do afternoon, and then because they only last like 5 hours. So
only, motherfucker. That's a long ass time.
I guess, but you got to think. Well, we used to go drinking. We'd start drinking at
That's
7. It's 4 in the morning.
You done shrooms?
Yeah.
Oh, what drug haven't you fucking done?
Cruise are cool. Yeah.
I think the best drug. I'm calling it right now. Last 5 hours, no hangover. They're natural.
Is that acid or shrooms where you can only do it a few times a year?
I would say acid. Acid, I don't fuck with. That's a little risky.
I say Molly, probably.
Yeah, that'll fuck with your serotonin levels.
Brain,
Have you done acid?
yeah. It's a little too much.
It's chemical.
Oh, for real?
That
How do you
worries
do
me.
it?
You could
Abs,
drop it on. It's a drop of stuff. You put it on a sugar cube or a piece of paper, right on the
really?
tongue. Yeah.
So you've done it before?
Oh yeah.
Is that the hardest thing or weirdest thing you've done?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, so that acid is the shit where like stuff is dripping and you see.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, because I thought that's what shrooms were, and I was like, I'm good on that.
Shrooms
shit.
is a little of that, like, you look at light and you can see all the fractals, like the rainbow shit coming out of it, and that's kind of nice. But, I would acid, like, see that computer screen? That on acid would look like the devil.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I'm afraid, man. Like honestly, my boy TJ made me afraid of edibles because he's had some terrible stories.
Edibles are a little scary because you don't know how much you're taking. You don't know when it's going to end. You think, is this my life now? Am I this high all the time?
Yeah. Last time he took some, he had his friend drive him around the hospital for like an hour. He was like, "Dude, I'm dying."
Oh,
His friend was like, "You're not dying. It's the edibles." He's like, "Nope, I'm dying."
that's brutal.
It's just an hour.
Oh, nightmare.
I was like, I can't do that shit. Man.
Yeah, I did edibles once. I took too many. I thought it was CBD.
Oh, the LA thing.
Yes, I was laying on the ground in my hotel room, hugging the edge of a table, like hugging the leg, because I thought I was sliding off the earth. So I was like holding on. I'm in a hotel room alone in the dark, like, ah!
Yeah.
Oh, it was so bad.
You had an audition or a pitch?
I flew to LA. I've pitched like 50 shows, never had one sold, and it's a horrible process. But we finally sold one. We sold the idea of it. And so they're like, fly out to LA, come here a day early. And I was like, you got it. I went and did some show at the Comedy Store where they give you a bag of goodies. You get like a bag of weed and everything. And I'm not a weed guy, but I was like, I want to have a good night's sleep. But 3 auditions, pitches. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. This is a big deal. And I'm like, oh, baby, take some CBD, sleep good. I took a bunch of THC. So I took like hundreds of milligrams. And it was hell. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
I did 300 a few months ago, and I was like,
Woo! That's a lot.
just out of the blue, I just luckily it wasn't bad. It was just I could not stop laughing. My wife was so mad. 'Cause
Really?
She was trying to have a serious conversation, and out the blue, I was just like, I couldn't stop.
Well, that's kind of nice,
Couldn't
it
stop.
sounds.
Yeah.
Not for her, but
No, she was pissed.
Yeah.
She was trying to have a serious conversation.
but you weren't freaking out or scared.
No.
Oh, okay.
The only time that happened to me is when I first started smoking weed. I got a cart, and I think it was a bad cart.
A cart?
A pen.
Oh,
carts.
cartridge.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was like some weird brand, and smoked it too much. And I was like, let me just go to bed. And I tried to go to bed, and I could not. I went back downstairs. I'm freaking out. It's like 2 in the morning. I had to wake my wife up. I was like, hey, I got too high. I think I'm gonna die. She was like, go downstairs. I'll be down there in a few minutes.
Damn.
She comes down. She makes us some tea, and I just had to sit on my couch until I just ended up falling asleep. And I immediately the next morning I took that cart and I just fucking threw it into the woods in my backyard.
That's the move.
And I was like, I'm not fucking with these off-brand carts
No.
ever again. And I typically don't really fuck with carts anymore unless I know it's something that's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel bad for the poor Cub Scout who's out in the woods, and he's like, what's this?
Oh yeah.
Now he joins a fucking cult.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of cult documentaries. You ever watch any of that?
Oh, the cult's crazy. That shows how bad we need acceptance, how bad we need a group.
Yeah, man. It's pretty scary. It's pretty scary, man.
Did you watch the one with the lady? I think it was in Colorado where she eventually died in the bed.
The drunk, she was a
Yes,
What was it
yes.
called? Mother Love?
Mother Love, yeah. Crazy.
I was like, when I saw her, I was like, I get it. I'm pretty sure she got some good granola pussy.
Yeah.
But like, the fact that they were taking a dead body across state lines,
I know.
it's just,
Crazy. And you watch those videos they made, you're like, oh, you guys are all tapped.
Oh yeah, because she kept them hot. They were like, yeah, we would just smoke weed,
Yep.
and do meth and shit. I'm like, yeah, this is wild.
Oh yeah, and she was banging all those
Yeah.
dudes. Clearly.
Did you see the one called is it called the Garden Cult or Commune or Community?
I didn't see that one.
Where it's just like this community where you can go out there and contribute if you want to, and people are like, is this a cult or is this really a community? I guess it got big on TikTok. People who live there will post about it, and people will want to go there. And they made a show about it. It's pretty fucking weird. Kind of the
Yeah.
same thing. People living in like vans and shit like that.
Yeah.
Sex orgies. There's kids there. It's wild, man.
Man, you never see a cult where it's like positive. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we're all killing it on the stock market.
Yeah.
You know, it's always sad, crunchy, BO, drum circle, woods,
Or religion.
or religion. Yeah.
It's wild, man.
That's true.
Have you seen the one about Nexium?
Yes.
That shit is crazy.
Great. That's just dudes trying to get laid at the end of the day.
Yeah, I had never seen a cult like that. So, because it's a pretty well done, it's pretty long.
Yeah.
Because for a while, I go, what's the hook here? It's not religious, but when they finally get into it, yeah, it being a sex thing, I was like, this is crazy. This guy did all of that to get pussy.
I know. You hear that, women? You see how much work it takes?
Yeah,
They
he
can-
started a cult.
Started a cult. You got to have a chant and a mantra and a
Yeah,
house.
they were wearing the sashes.
Yeah.
It's just weird how it starts off with these little, like, kind of innocuous little traditions, and then just kind of builds on that. And
Mm-hmm. Oh,
you just
yeah.
started, yeah, it's pretty wild, man.
Pretty wild, but that shit is out there. And it's crazy. Like, a cult in the 1800s must have been so easy because you could just make up anything up. You can't research. You can't Google who's this guy, what's this about.
Yeah,
But people still do it.
There was another one I saw on, I want to say HBO Max, and this cult started on Facebook. Because in my mind, when I think cults, I'm thinking, what's his name, Jones?
John Jones?
Jim Jones.
Jim
I'm
Jones.
thinking Jim, because I'm thinking like, man, cults don't really exist
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
But no, this is an active cult on Facebook, man.
Yeah, crazy.
Pretty wild.
Jim Jones, that's where we get the term drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Do you think Kool-Aid is mad about that? Or is that just press?
It would be weird. Let me look at. I wonder what it did to sales.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a very negative connotation, like suicide pact thing.
Yeah, Kool-Aid sales. After it popped up. After
There you go.
Jonestown.
There you go. Any press is good press. Drink the Kool-Aid.
It says, let's see. Even though drinking the Kool-Aid came out, the poison grape drink was not Kool-Aid. The association had a negative impact on the Kool-Aid brand. It became linked with the whole event. The brand has worked to distance itself from this association. And I guess technically they didn't even use Kool-Aid. It's kind of like the Kleenex. kind of thing.
Right, yeah.
I would have been pissed.
I know, right?
How do you sue?
Yeah, they're all dead.
Yeah, it's like, can I kick the body? Yeah, that's
Must have been the color. I think it was a red color.
they said
Yeah.
it was, blue Kool-Aid.
I love that
A
shit.
great, it was grape drink.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, that's Jim Jones. The suit was trying to kill black people.
I love shit. Like, I heard that when Uber came out, DUIs went way down, and the city lost millions. Because DUIs bringing a lot of income.
Isn't that crazy?
I love shit like that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably gotta be low key upset about that.
A little bit like, sure, less people are dying, but, we used to make a lot
The
more
revenue,
scratch.
Yeah, so that probably makes them be more anal about other shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Speed and shit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You think you could ever fall for a cult?
No way.
The more I watch, I'm afraid that I could, man.
No, you're thinking all the time. I think there's not a lot of critical thinking going on with cults.
Now that that's true. But you know what? I have to kind of admit, I was kind of in one with the military.
Oh.
After being, I've been retired for 5 years now, and I'm kind of saying there was a lot of shit and ideas put in my head that really weren't
Really?
mine. Yeah, just having harsh opinions about people, how I viewed certain groups of people, how I just grew, how I viewed the civilian world, and just and I realized like, oh, I just believed that kind of stuff, and I would say that stuff to fit in.
Whoa. So yeah, it worked. People are very easily manipulated.
Yeah.
It's sad.
But it's weird. It's a slow thing.
Yeah.
It's a very, very slow thing. What's that bullfrog? What's the frog analogy?
Oh, boiling a frog.
Yeah,
it's slow.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You just start hearing shit after a while. You're like, I don't know about that. But the more you hear it slowly, you kind of accept it, and it just becomes normal.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is, man.
But there's got to be some positives. You probably were in shape. You probably
Oh,
were.
yeah.
You're respectful.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say this about quite a few of the documentaries that I did watch, people would say the work that they were doing was cool, but then the cult shit was bad. Like they would have good relationships, they have good memories of hanging out with people, but once they realize what it was, they go, oh shit, that was bad. I didn't really know that what we were doing was having this impact, or I didn't know like this sexual shit was going on at this level.
Right.
I had no idea. Or, I had no idea I was grooming people to be fucked by this guy. I thought I was helping people.
Totally. Well, yeah, people really want to be. It takes a lot of guts to push back.
Yeah.
And it makes you realize, like, throughout history, these rock stars or MLK or whoever were like, no, this is bad. That's really, that's why we prop these people up, because we're like, that took fucking balls. I mean, the guy got shot eventually. But,
yeah, you really think about that shit.
Yeah.
Like, he really put his life on the fucking line.
Crazy. And then everyone, all these people were against him. And then now we look back as he's like a hero.
Right.
So if you know in your heart, you can push through.
I had my father-in-law on. He was one of my first guests, and he actually met Dr. King, right? And he's really, really into the civil rights movement. And he was honest. He goes. It's funny how you just said how everybody puts him on a pedestal. Now he was like, back then, not even every black person fuck with Dr. King.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, what the fuck is this Uncle Tom ass motherfucker talking about? Or he being too soft, he's too this, he's too that. Yeah, he said a lot of people were not on board with Dr. King.
Damn.
Black and white, yeah.
What's not to like if you're black?
Because you had the different camps. Where Malcolm X was a little bit more militant. And then Dr. King was more like, no, man, let's be peaceful. Let's hear people out. Let's talk.
Right.
And there are people who are like, nope, I'm not on board with that. And he was a Southerner. They were like, who the fuck is this Southern dude in this fucking funky-ass suit coming up here with his country slang? Like, they didn't respect him.
Right.
You're thinking, Georgia, the 50s, 60s, like, oh, these people are slow, they're dumb.
Yeah.
That was the thing, too. They're not very well educated.
Interesting.
Like, yeah.
Interesting.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, crazy. But he had the guts to keep going.
Yeah. And that guy, like how you were saying your fame could go away at any moment.
Yeah.
Like, just waking up like, I could get murdered today.
I know. And he still kept going. Yeah. It's really impressive. And his wife had to deal with all that, and his kids. Yeah. Brutal.
Or just knowing, not even like I could get murdered today, more than like I could get murdered today. Like, this could be the day.
I know.
Dude, like we were talking about social media, I'm scared of the comments.
Yes, exactly.
And people can just do it at home. Like, people would leave their houses to go throw shit at him.
Yes, I know. That's great. And then Bobby Kennedy got shot, and they were friends. Yeah. And then John F. Kennedy got shot. Like, we talk about now being fucked up. That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
3 people got shot within 4 years or whatever.
That's crazy, man.
Crazy.
God, just so scary. Again, I don't want to make it too serious, but my wife was going to be on the school board, and and I see all these videos of people fighting with the school board.
I see that
this,
too.
That, and the third.
The books, the horny books.
Yeah, all that type of shit, and like I'm all for like change and stuff like that. But when my wife wanted to interject herself into it, I was like, I don't know if I want you to do that.
Yeah.
And then I thought about Dr. King. I go, holy shit. I was like, if he wanted to make change, you got to put yourself in harm's way.
Yeah, I guess so.
And that goes for anything. Like, if you want to be big in anything, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions.
Yep.
And sometimes it's risking your life. Sometimes it's bombing on stage. I'm not trying to compare the two, but
sure.
If you want to do great things, you got to put yourself out there.
Oh yeah.
To and be open to criticism and all that type of shit, man.
Yeah, you got to fail. Like, if you want to start learning karate, you're gonna get beat up a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's the only way to get over that hump. Yeah. But you got to do it.
Yeah. Are you back into boxing?
No, I've been so busy. I haven't even been to the gym in a while. Yeah, so
got fucking abs.
I gotta figure something out, because I miss that working out. I miss that like tangible kind of heart rate up, and that keeps you stress free, I think.
Yeah, man, I got to get back in there too, because I noticed like the month I got back in there, like to really be able to take your aggression out on some weights.
Yeah.
You walk out the gym and you go, all right, I feel cool, man.
Yes.
I feel like I'm reset.
Exactly. It's healthy. And we try to find that reset other places, but you can really only get it out with like physical activity.
Yeah. I think especially for men, I think it's very healthy for us to get that aggression out, man.
Oh yeah. My buddy started a flag football league, and I was like, really? And he's like, it's so fun.
Really?
You forget, because you put the phone down for 2 seconds. You go out there, your feet are in the grass. You got your friend in a headlock. He tackles you. You need that shit.
Yeah. Kids say that to each other now, man. You got to touch grass, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Good for them.
Yeah, that means you've been inside too long. You got to go outside.
Yeah, with these video game kids, it's fucking, it takes over their life.
Yeah. I will say, man, I'm not a big outdoorsy guy, but there is something about being a human being, taking your fucking shoes
Oh,
off,
yeah.
and putting your feet in the grass, man. I think there's a connection we have with human beings with the earth, and we tend to forget that at times.
I completely
we
agree.
really are dressed up all the time. Sometimes you got to go outside barefooted
Yep.
just to really connect with the earth again.
I completely agree. I live in Manhattan, so it's just skyscraper, cabs, honking horns, trash, piss, hobo. So when I go on the road, I was just in Phoenix. I'm like, I got to see a rock.
Yeah.
I got to go out and see some sand, some red dirt. It's a whole other world. It's like Mars over there.
Yeah.
There's aliens.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so you got to do it. I completely agree. And it's so comfortable to just sit on the couch. Like, it's sad. I'm embarrassed to say I'll have a busy day, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to just sit on the couch and look at my phone.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is going to be exciting. I'll read Twitter. I'll read Instagram. I'll look at porn, whatever it is. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I can do anything else, but I'm excited to do that.
Yeah, I know, man. I have to make a conscious effort to go, hey, put the phone down.
I know.
Like, just literally turn it off. And I got good at it, but then once you pick it up again, it's hard to put it down, man.
Yeah, well, I think it's starting to come to light that, like, Facebook is bad for you and all these things are horrible for you, and, like, we're maybe getting rid of TikTok. So, like, I think young people are going to be anti-social media eventually.
Yeah, because it's going to become the old person's thing.
Exactly.
And I know it's just Hollywood, but when you look at, like, TV shows or anything based in the future, there's no social media.
Yeah.
And I know they don't show everything, but it's just like it's not really part of it.
Yes.
I think it is a phase. I think it's too much information, man. As much as I like it, I think at times it's too much information. I don't want the government to tell us what we can and can't do, but you're right. I think it would be nice if we could collectively go, hey, let's try to post some positive shit, man.
Yeah.
For at least a few days every month. Let's be positive.
Yeah. Well, Ronnie Chang has that great bit. He's like, we're going to look at social media like cigarettes. You're going to go, you used Twitter while you were pregnant? Damn.
Oh.
That's a great bit.
Yeah, I was on there four apps a day. Because we do. What am I on? Twitter,
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. That's 4 for me.
Yeah, same.
Oh, YouTube. That's 5.
Oh, YouTube. And it's just hours go by. You could have read 8 books.
Yeah. Dude, I've been going down this prison, prison YouTube wormhole. Hey, that's like a whole subgenre where these guys get out and they talk about their experiences in prison. They start these nonprofits. Like I had a guy in here a couple of weeks ago. His name is Jesse Crossan. From here, got into a thing when he was a kid where he shot at a couple of people, hit a guy 5 times. He didn't die. Pled guilty. Got sentenced to 32 years.
Woo.
Did 19. Got pardoned by the governor. Now he's got 1 million followers on TikTok. Doing all this great stuff.
Wow.
And it's just crazy, man.
Damn.
He went in there like 18, 19, did 19 years in prison. Dude, spent his entire 20s and in prison.
Imagine getting out. I mean, like Bruce Jenner is Caitlyn. I mean, so many things are different. Like Kardashians are the most famous. Donald Trump was a fucking mogul. Now he's a presidential candidate. It's insane.
Yeah, he went in probably 2000. The cell phones, there was no social media.
Right.
Yeah.
Whew. That's a lot of catching up.
I think you would find it fascinating. Talking about cultures, dude, prison culture is a thing, man.
It is.
It's a whole nother world. It is crazy.
It's crazy. It kind of goes back to, it's very primal. It's like fighting and fucking and classes, groups. It's all about the Aryan nation, the black guys, Mexican guys, whatever.
Yeah. I will say this, and I'm not. It seems like it's kind of man. It seems like a society boiled down to like just like you said, this pure like this
Animal.
It's animal. Like you have to be violent in there.
Yes.
Like if somebody's fucking with you, they go, hey man, you have to fight that guy.
Yeah.
It's like you can't, because if you let that guy walk over you, everybody's gonna fuck with you. You have to fight.
Yeah.
And they tell you like, yo, you're gonna get stabbed. Like just face
Oh,
it.
God.
Could you imagine going somewhere like you're going to get stabbed?
Yeah.
Just prepare to be stabbed.
Whew.
Or you're gonna get in the fight. You're
Yeah.
gonna get stabbed. This shit's gonna happen to you, man.
Right.
It's so scary.
God damn.
And what's also scary, you'll never get to an age where you can't go to jail. So we could go out and do something today and go to prison.
Yeah.
Because you think, oh, I'm 43, I can't go. No, you can still go to jail.
It's not war.
Yeah.
You can get age out of war, but you can go to prison.
You can go to prison anytime when you're fucking. You can be 80 and go to jail.
Whoo. Damn.
It's so scary, man.
I didn't
just
think
to
about
hear.
80.
Yeah, you could go to jail. Like this dude, Ian Bick, who I started watching, he was like, he got punked by this guy. He said this guy used to make him like sit down to pee because he didn't want 'Cause think about this. You don't think about this. You got the toilet and then you got the guy on the bottom bunk. You don't want a guy pissing
Oh,
because then
yeah.
it's gonna splash onto your bed.
Right.
It's like, hey, you gotta fucking sit down.
Wow, that makes sense.
And this other guy I watched named Larry Lawton. And the thing about prison, he said everybody is very clean in prison. Like if you're a dirty motherfucker in prison, you're going to get fucked up. He said he had a cellie who would shave and not clean his the shavings. He's like, I told him twice. And he's like, after that, he's like, I rammed this dude's head into a brick wall so many times. He's like, I fucking told you, don't leave these clippings.
Woo-wee. Crazy.
Because when you live in a small
Yeah.
thing like that, yeah, it's very funny the way they shit. Like, don't shit in there overnight. Like when you're sleeping, you gotta hold that shit in. When they open the cells and I'm gonna go to work,
Yeah.
I got shit to do. That's when you go shit.
Damn.
Don't you shit in here while we got the door closed.
Yeah, yeah. Woo, man, that's heavy. And then the little joy you get is like a cigarette, ramen noodles.
Can't even do cigarettes anymore.
Oh,
They got
really?
E-cigs.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
They said with cigarettes, it became too violent. People were getting murdered over cigarettes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, man.
That's all you have. That's the only joy you get out of life is that
I
nicotine.
I couldn't imagine, man. My mom just went to a funeral of a person we went to church with, and one of their kids is in prison 37 years.
Woo.
They let him come to the funeral.
Really?
Shackled, everything, man. Wrists and ankles.
I bet he had a fucking blast. Just
Yeah.
seeing the outside world, like
Yeah.
you know, we go to that shit. We're like, oh, this is a chore, you know. But he's probably like, this is like an amusement park.
Yeah. 'Cause would you want to leave though? Be honest. If you got 30 something years, you get to get out for maybe 3 hours.
Yeah.
And you got to go right back. I don't know if I
That's
would
true.
want to go through that process, man. Of like seeing what it's like to be what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
Just knowing like I got to go back to this dingy, shitty place.
Yeah, going that ride back's got to be brutal.
God.
But I think I would do it.
Huh?
Johnny Saxon, the Sopranos.
Yeah. Fat wife. But I remember during COVID, when COVID was like peak COVID, you couldn't leave the house, you couldn't be on the sidewalk. I went to 7-Eleven, and the colors and the bubble gum and the candy and the spinning hot dog, it blew my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're away from it for so long.
Yeah. I remember thinking like, is anything gonna come back? And now we back to hating each other.
Yeah.
Things are back to normal, man.
We really thought I thought it would bring us together. Hey, we're all in the global pandemic. We're going to come together, but now.
It did for a while, and people got squirrely.
Yeah.
People-
And
people-
some people never got normal again.
Yeah, man. They did not. I think we almost hit an hour, man.
Oh, shit, that flew by.
It was great having you on, man.
That was riveting. I
Yeah.
feel like I haven't seen you in a while, and we kind of put it all in like a 2 years of hanging in 1 hour.
Yeah, man. I think we hadn't worked together in over a year.
Wow. Well, yeah, you were cooking. You had a couple of guys. I was like, he's on his own. It was like a you know, an animal. You're like, hey, you're free.
I felt
you
like
made it.
I was afraid. I was like, I don't want to get too reliant on Mark. And then I was like, I'm not gonna ask for shit. And then like, I realized like, oh man, I'm nowhere. Like I got a lot of work, but I need that.
Sure.
I need that because sometimes when you work with someone who is way more successful than you, you can kind of begin to think that it's kind of yours a little bit.
Right,
You know what I mean? But you got to
right.
remember because doing sold out shows with you, I might get a side room at what the fuck is it? What are those clubs with the side rooms?
Helium?
A Helium.
Yeah.
Doing a side room and like, I'll be fine. I'm doing all these sold out shows and get there and it's like, 19 people.
Oh, that's a wake up call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been a great learning experience, man. I definitely learned a lot watching you when you first started headlining. And because I used to be like, because sometimes when we first started, you were like, man, I can't believe the room was paper. The shit sucked. And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're headlining. You go, no, man, this person's selling out. I want them to be all my fans. I'm like,
Right.
it doesn't matter. But now, even at my infancy stage of headlining, it's just like you got to worry about more shit.
Yeah.
Because, dude, it is brutal walking into that club and you talk to the manager and like, how many tickets? They're like 23. You're like, oh.
Oh, I know that
God.
feeling.
It's
It's
just
the worst.
like you feel like they hate you.
Yes.
And you feel like everybody that's working in your room, they're like, I could have been off tonight, but
I
this
know.
fucking asshole
Oh.
thinks he's a comedian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've been there. I know it too well. And, sometimes I'll do the road and I got my people and I'm having a great time. Then I'll go back to New York and do some random club for 14 people and they don't know who you are and you're bombing. And you're like, oh, wake up call. But you need that.
You do. You do. I think the people who stay in their bubble, that's the guys. Yeah, they're rich, they're famous,
Yep.
but that a lot of times, man, that act is weak because
Exactly.
they're not watching shit, man.
Exactly. I've seen a lot of guys, I won't say any names, huge soccer stadiums, millionaire, whatever. They come back to the cellar and they're like, kind of dicking around up there, and you can see that, oh, shit, I got to bring it. I got to win these people over. They don't know who I am. And there's a lot of bombing.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta keep yourself fresh. You gotta be evergreen. You
Yep.
gotta change up your style and all that kind of stuff, man. But yeah, man, it's great to see you. We got one show tonight at the Paramount Theater.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, producing my special. I'm shooting it in Rochester. Thanks, man. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's going to kill it. I haven't seen the new shit.
Yeah, I'm nervous that you might not like some of the new, man. Some long stories, but
I know. As long as it's hitting,
yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah, man. So what's next for Mark Norman, man? What do you want to do next? Do you want to produce anything? You want to act? You want to?
Well,
what
here's
do you want to do?
this is where I suck. I like this level. So my agent, we had a big meeting the other day. Meet agents, the managers, like, what's next? What do you want to do? A sitcom, a movie? And I'm like, I like this. And they're bummed out because they want more money.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, no, this is great. And then they said something that stuck with me. They're like, you can't tour forever. I mean, you can, but shit will dip. I mean, that's just ebbs and flows of a career. So it's good to have a show or something you can get behind, like a Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. It's good to just keep you relevant, keep you on TV. So I got to figure that out.
Yeah, so right now, there's no aspect of comedy like that's kind of interesting.
Not really. I pitched a show last week called Page to Stage, where it's literally you come up with an idea and you tell me the idea. You haven't done it on stage yet. Then we film you doing it for the first time. Then we film you a week later, another week, and you grow. And then by the end, you'll do it in like as a closer. It's in your special or whatever.
Oh, nice. I like that idea.
Yeah. So, but it's so comedy nerd shit that I pitched it, and they were kind of like, "Who's this for?" And I'm like, "Comedy stuff's hot right now. People might like it." But so that was an idea. I'd want to do reality. Scripted is not really for me.
Oh, really? Reality?
Yeah, I like an Insomniac or a Bourdain, like stuff like that.
I could definitely see you doing like a travel show, man, where you just going around. Cause I know you like to eat, just finding wacky places. to
Sure,
eat,
yeah.
shit like that.
We shot a thing called Marcus Board, where I went to Columbus. You do all the shit in Columbus, and then I would write bits about all the stuff.
Oh,
And then we
okay.
did the bits on the show. So that's the big finale, is you see the jokes from the hang or from the
Oh, that's
day.
dope.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to get in that space. I got a writing partner now. We've been working on some stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man. Like I told you before, I started filming some sketches and learning how to edit and stuff like that, and that's been fun. But I haven't gotten to where I want to be comedically.
Mm-hmm.
But I can already tell, like I already know I would love to be in film.
Oh,
in
yeah.
front of or behind the camera. Oh, dude, I just booked my first role in an indie movie.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm excited.
What are we talking?
It's a coming of age story where this kid loses his grandmother and like his friends want him to talk about it but he won't, and it's kind of heavy.
Yeah.
But I play like a supportive teacher.
Oh, nice.
It's a one-day shoot. My name is gonna be Mr. Keener.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm ready to sit on the desk. Hey, kid. Yeah, I'm excited, man. So,
I love it. Yeah, I can't act, so
neither can I, but yeah,
you'll do it.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
That's great.
So I guess people, you know where to find this motherfucker, Mark Norman on everything, social media.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and there's a show. That's a show.
Comedy. Here's your show.
All right,
And we're
peace.
not changing it.